February 1st, 1960, 4 black college students from North Carolina made national headlines sitting at a lunch counter in North Carolina asking to be served.
Well, when police said they couldn't, they continued to sit. 4 days later, 3 white students joined them. News Channel 3's Jumi Olabanji talked to one of them.
Ann Vernon says she couldn't sit back. She couldn't watch as fellow college students were denied their civil rights. So 50 years ago, Ann took part in what many historians call the major turning point in the civil rights movement, a sit-in at the Woolworth store in Greensboro, North Carolina.
And it was just a moral decision to say, this doesn't feel right. Let's see if we can change that.
Ann was a student at the Women's College of North Carolina. That morning, on the front page of the newspaper was a story about a silent sit-in staged by 4 black students from North Carolina A&T. Ann and her 2 friends, Marilyn Lott and Jeannie Seaman, thought the fact that no one would serve the black students was ridiculous. That's when Ann came up with a life-changing plan.
Why don't we just go down and show our support for these students?
But the choice to sit with strangers didn't go over so well.
And when the waitress came up to us, we simply said, I think there's somebody here before us who should be served before us, at which point the cat was literally out of the bag.
Ann passed the time by sketching pictures of what she saw that day. But as the day went on, more and more angry white men and women showed up. Ann felt pressure to stand up and leave, but her heart kept telling her to stay.
I think we were really very naive and didn't realize until much later that we had put ourselves into a really very dangerous situation.
For hours, the 3 girls were hassled by crowds of whites, screaming and yelling. And when they finally made it back to campus,
As we were immediately notified by the dean that we were expelled, because this was not what nice white Southern girls did.
Luckily, after some time, Ann was allowed back to campus, but she couldn't leave. Her mail checked, phone call screened, and she was forced to sit out at her own graduation. But Ann says her decision to sit down for equal rights was one lesson she learned out of the classroom, a lesson that standing up for equal rights may not require standing at all.
And maybe they take me a little bit more seriously just because of that one small incident at Woolworth.
In Norfolk, Jumi Olabanji, News Channel 3.
Well, 6 months after the first sit-in, Woolworths around the country were desegregated. Ann Vernon went on to become a history teacher in Norfolk, and she says that she hopes students were able to learn something from her experience.
But no doubt